Hello, and welcome to this new episode on why most online yoga courses don't work and how to find one that actually does. I hear it so often in my yoga related conversations that you cannot learn yoga online or just simply online courses don't work. And honestly, I understand why people say these because many of us have tried online courses and walked away disappointed. Many people buy a self paced training, watch a few modules in the beginning, and then life gets busy, weeks pass, and the course sits there unfinished. Eventually, it becomes another tab open somewhere in the background of their lives. It's not because the students don't really care, and not because they weren't interested, but because something about the experience never quite landed. They had the information, but the transformation never happened. Over the years, I've spoken to many students who felt this way about online learning. They felt disconnected from the teacher, unsure if they were understanding things correctly, and often quite alone in the process. And indeed, simply watching videos will never turn someone into a yoga teacher, for example. Teaching does, practicing does, being witnessed, receiving feedback, and having someone guide you through the inevitable questions and uncertainties along the way, that's what shapes a real teacher. An online training can offer beautiful material and inspiration, but without accountability, reflection, and mentoring, it remains mostly theoretical. The real learning begins when you start applying what you have seen and read, when you practice it in your own body, when you try to guide others with the knowledge you have and discover where you feel confident and where you need support. That process is what transforms knowledge into embodied understanding. Therefore, when someone tells me that online learning doesn't work, my answer is it depends. Over the years, I personally took several online trainings myself that were incredibly impactful. And those who know me also know that I am incredibly nerdy, detail oriented, and super organized. And also, as an educator myself, my expectations regarding learning experience are pretty high. I completed my prenatal postnatal yoga teacher training online, and it was a very curated and structured course by Steph Ball Mitchell. I have taken Kelly McHugh's online marketing course designed for yoga teachers, which is really just pure gold, and I'm so grateful for her insight. And right now, I am studying yoga therapy through an 875-hour online program with the Yoga Therapy Institute that I can honestly say is mind blowing. The depth of knowledge, the way the material is presented, the teachers are all extraordinary. And I so appreciate that these courses all allowed me to progress at my own pace and fit ongoing education in my lifestyle and my time zone. So clearly, online learning can work. The real question is not whether online yoga courses work. The question is why so many of them don't. And when you look at it closely, the answer becomes quite clear. Most online yoga courses are designed around information. They assume that if you give people enough knowledge, they will naturally integrate it. But that's not actually how human learning works. A few years ago, creating an online course almost felt like the dream solution for educators. You could record your knowledge, upload a series of videos, and students from all around the world could enroll and learn from you. And for a while, that model worked quite well. But something has changed in the online space and in online education over the past few years. We have moved from the information age into the implementation age. People are no longer struggling to find information, they are drowning in it. If someone wants to understand the nervous system, they can search online and find thousands of articles, podcasts, and videos. They can stream classes, read books, listen to interviews, or even ask AI to explain something to them. Information is everywhere, really. So, what people are really looking for now is not more knowledge. It's at our fingertips anyway. What they want is clarity and structure. They want guidance. They want to feel that the time, money, and energy they invest in a course will actually lead somewhere meaningful. And perhaps most importantly, they want to feel supported. This is the piece that many online courses miss: the support, availability, and the community aspect. Because when students are left completely alone with content, something important disappears: the human element. There is no one to ask when something feels confusing, no one to help them navigate the emotional or personal layers that sometimes arise when we go deeper into practices such as yin yoga, and especially in work that touches the nervous system and emotional awareness. That human connection matters so much. Without it, students can easily feel lost or unseen, unmotivated, or unsure of themselves. They may understand the concepts intellectually, but they never fully embody the work. And that's the difference between information and transformation. Transformation almost always happens in relationship, through dialogue, through reflection, through being witnessed in the learning process. When I started developing my own online self-paced yin yoga teacher training, this was something I thought about very carefully. Didn't want to create just another library of videos that people would watch alone and eventually abandon. What I wanted was to design an online learning environment that still carried the human qualities of a real training. Because even if we are not physically in the same room, the learning experience can still be relational. So in my online training, students don't just receive recorded material. We meet regularly for live mentoring sessions where they can ask questions, explore challenges, receive guidance, and connect with each other and the community. There is a private community space where students can share reflections, support each other, and feel that they are part of a learning journey together rather than isolated in front of a screen. There are assignments, reflections, and check ins that keep the process alive and engaging. And at the same time, students have the freedom to move through the material at their own pace. They can pause when life becomes busy. They can return to the teachings months later and see them through new eyes. And they have lifetime access to the material that allows learning to deepen over time. Because real integration rarely happens in a rush, especially in practices like yin yoga that invites us into deeper awareness of the body, the nervous system, and emotional patterns. Learning something like this often requires time: time to practice, time to reflect, time for insights to emerge naturally. And in many ways, this slower rhythm can actually be one of the greatest strengths of online learning. Students are not becoming overwhelmed by a 10-day immersion where everything arrives at once. Instead, they can absorb the teachings gradually and allow them to become part of their everyday life. For some people, that approach is much more supportive for the nervous system. Of course, live trainings will always have their own magic. Being together in a room, practicing side by side, sharing meals and conversations, experiencing the collective field of learning, those things are also very special. And that's why I continue to facilitate my live trainings here in Thailand. This spring, the April and June courses will be the final opportunities to join me in person before I take a few months of maternity break. After June, I will be stepping away from the live courses for a while, and they are expected to return in 2027 once life settled into its new rhythm. So if joining a live immersion has been on your heart, this will be the moment to do so. But if traveling isn't possible, or if your nervous system prefers a slower pace of learning, the online training remains available and continues to be a beautiful way to join this work. And I truly believe that With the right structure, support, and community, online learning can be just as meaningful and transformational as being physically present in a room together. If you are not quite ready to commit to a training yet, that's completely okay too. There are many ways to begin exploring this work with me. You can start with my free offerings, which are a simple entry point that allow you to experience the perspective I bring to yin yoga and nervous system awareness. Thank you for being here, for walking alongside me, and for supporting this new chapter as it unfolds. Whether you wish to join my live or online trainings or try out some of my free offerings, I would love to welcome you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.